We are following breaking news in just the last half hour. State Patrol tells us a man is in custody after he showed up at the state capitol for a third time in 24 hours. This is new 5 Eyewitness News video of the arrest just before 7:30 tonight near the Capitol lawn. State Patrol tells us 36-year-old Dominic Terrell Peace was taken into custody without incident and is being held at the Ramsey County Jail tonight. He's awaiting extradition in connection with an arrest warrant in Wisconsin. This comes after State Patrol says Capitol Security found a naked man in the Senate chamber late last night. He returned again in the morning. In both cases, State Patrol says the man was taken to the hospital and then released. We have team coverage tonight. Our Richard Reeve is digging deeper into the security concerns from lawmakers. But first, our Renee Cooper breaks down the investigation.
In a statement, State Patrol tells us an alarm system alerted Capitol Security that a man was inside the building around 11:30 on Friday night. And that internal memo emailed to state lawmakers by the Sergeant at Arms of the Minnesota House reveals they found him in the Senate chamber. It states the man was believed to be experiencing mental health concerns, going on to say he said things that indicated he believed he was the governor and was found without clothes on. According to that internal communication, Capitol Security took the man to Regions Hospital for evaluation, and he was later released following an assessment that deemed him non-threatening to himself or others. The memo goes on to say the man then returned to the Capitol grounds on Saturday morning around 7:30, not going inside this time. According to the memo, there's an active warrant for a probation violation out of Wisconsin against this man, but the Sergeant of Arms says that warrant, quote, did not initially authorize a custodial transfer, adding that the warrant status has now been updated and, quote, appropriate measures will be taken upon next contact. Now, State Patrol says the man was nonviolent and was taken to the hospital again on Saturday morning for a second mental health evaluation, and again, he was released. State Patrol also says there are no indications at this point that he broke in, meaning forced entry into the Capitol building, but they have not gone any further in explaining how he got in at this point, adding that they are reviewing video to determine the extent of his whereabouts inside the building. In the newsroom, Renee Cooper, 5 Eyewitness News.
Lawmakers quickly questioned why Peace was released twice. In a new statement after the arrest tonight, House Speaker Lisa Damas says while she's grateful the man is in custody, quote, it should not take 3 incidents in 24 hours to finally be booked. In this environment of heightened security, we need to be even more vigilant, not less. DFL Senate Majority Leader Erin Murphy says the incident raises serious concerns and said, quote, we need answers and we will get them. Our Richard Reeve joins us now live from the Capitol with what to expect as this investigation moves forward. Rich.
Yeah, Callan, right behind me is the eastern end of the state capitol. This is where Peace was let out by law enforcement. Now State Patrol says it's trying to find out how he got into the Capitol building in the first place. They say they are reviewing their protocols, and likely part of that will be surveillance video inside the Capitol. Security at the Minnesota State Capitol, once again in the spotlight.
Certainly it's concerning when you have somebody trying to gain access or breaching a perimeter of a protected environment, especially, something where our elected leaders conduct business.
From lawmakers, frustration and concern about a person gaining unauthorized access where they do their work. Senate Republican leader Mark Johnson releasing a statement saying, I'm disappointed to learn that a major security breach occurred on Friday night and Saturday morning. We are living in a heightened threat environment. I expect the State Patrol and Capitol security teams will thoroughly review what happened and give Capitol officials and staff and the public their assurances that this will not happen again. There's been talk about increased Capitol security since the tragic shootings of state lawmakers on June 14th. The Department of Public Safety taking a detailed look at security protocols. Ramsey County Sheriff Bob Fletcher calling for metal detectors and bag screening at 4 checkpoints at the Capitol.
Can you imagine carrying an automatic weapon into the gallery of the Minnesota Senate or Minnesota House up above? As of right now, that could happen.
Absolutely, they need to figure out if there's some sort of more significant vulnerability to the Capitol's security protocols.
Mike Olson, a 21-year former U.S. Secret Service agent who worked in the U.S. Capitol, expects authorities will use surveillance video to review any security breaches.
What's important is that we learn when we have these types of incidents, and then we fill the holes, so to speak. We then improve and fix what went wrong, so we can learn from that.
Now, we have learned that the Advisory Committee on Capital Area Security is to meet sometime later in August, and certainly, Callan, all of this will likely be part of that discussion. Live from the state capitol, Richard Reeve, 5 Eyewitness News.
Still a lot more to come. Thank you, Rich. And we will continue to follow the developments in this story. We'll bring you the latest information both here on air and on our free KSTP app.